on the 23rd of November 2023. This post by Rising Lifters reads, "This is crazy. 13-year-old Eric English has become the youngest ever young LA athlete. Since documenting his incredible fitness journey, he has amassed over 800,000 followers on Instagram, attracting the biggest brands in the industry. Now, due to the sponsorship, he of course immediately starts collabing with big roided up names in the industry, like Eric Janicki, for example, from HTLT Supplement. He's now fully entered the fitness industrial complex, and there's no way back for him. June 6, 2024, a video of him posing gets 271,000 likes. One day later, June 7th, 2024, he already starts making steroid jokes. August 5th.
Bro, you know there's some creeps up in that chat. I don't even trust any person over 18 following this kid personally. There's something that irks me. I'm just like, Yes, people, what's happening? It's the one and only. It's the one and only. What's happening, man? What's happening? So today, gonna be reacting to a video on YouTube. 15-year-old hops on steroid and lies about it. Eric English. Anabolic stick. That's funny. Yeah, sweet as. Let's get clavicular in the place. And 15, 14, that's just it's a wild age. It's a wild age, my friends. I was playing Pokemon.
July 2024, Joe Biden steps out of the US presidential race, leaving Kamala Harris as the presumptive candidate. Donald J. Trump survives an attempt on his life at one of his rallies. Greg Doucette uploads a natty or not on Hussein.
Allegedly.
Farhad deeming it impossible for him to be natural, but which one singular blood test convinced him of the impossible. And 13-year-old Eric English posts a picture on Instagram
Raw, that's a dude. Fair.
looking like this. And just a little over 1 year later, this is what he looks like. The kid is on steroids. Well, let's be real here, okay? Anyone
That kid is on copiously large amounts of. That's a cocktail of just. That's not
with
just
two
steroids.
brain cells to rub together saw this coming from a mile away. The kid practically got groomed by the industry into becoming a little SARM goblin. Between Larry Wheels asking Eric when he plans on hopping on steroids as if that's a normal question to ask a 14-year-old.
I did become enhanced at 17. Is that something that you're willing to do in the future?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it
Gotta do
takes.
whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. That's the mindset I had.
Young
Larry Will sees it to have such an impressive factor in his life, and it's brought him so much positivity. I think he feels like he's got to spread it. And it's weird that you'd give advice to a kid that young without telling them the side effects.
just jumping at the opportunity.
If they feel like they're just being preached to, they won't listen to you because you did the exact same thing and you're successful.
Sponsor him and provide him with a direct network of other teenagers on steroids. And then this monstrosity right here, this bloated, watery, juiced up 19-year-old mess, most likely directly influencing Eric to hop on gear. It becomes very clear that he stood absolutely no chance from the beginning. The kid got absolutely one-shotted by the shitness industry. Let's recap everything from the start. I actually remember Eric coming across my Instagram feed about 2 years ago as a 13-year-old kid getting into fitness. He blew up pretty much overnight because it's not often that you see a little kid hitting lat spreads and stomach vacuums, and credit where credit's due, okay? The kid looked amazing for a 13-year-old. Please don't clip that out of context. Okay, I promise I'm not in any Jeff Nipstein flight logs, but it's true, right?
Jeez
Look at his
Louise.
physique, right? Look at the biceps.
I didn't even realize the fraudulent slip there. That was
Look at
weird.
the serratus, look at the vacuum pose. I mean, keep in mind, this kid is 13 years old. Okay, I would have killed to look like this at 13. I mean, come on. 1.7 million likes. And so, as expected, all the usual suspects would be flocking to sponsor this kid, the main one being Young LA. And it makes sense from a business perspective, right? Eric has a lot of eyes on it. Whether it's okay from an ethical standpoint, though, we'll get into later. But so he gets sponsored by Young LA fairly.
It definitely is not on an ethical side. It's quite wrong. This poor individual is going to suffer for the adults who are around him who could have giving him better advice.
On the 23rd of November 2023. This post by Rising Lifters reads, "This is crazy. 13-year-old Eric English has become the youngest ever young LA athlete. Since documenting his incredible fitness journey, he has amassed over 800,000 followers on Instagram, attracting the biggest brands in the industry. Now, due to the sponsorship, he of course immediately starts collabing with big roided up names in the industry, like Eric Janicki, for example, from HTLT Supplements. He's now fully entered the fitness industrial complex, and there's no way back for him. June 6, 2024, a video of him posing gets 271,000 likes. One day later, June 7th, 2024, he already starts making steroid jokes. August 15th.
Bro, you know there's some creeps up in that chat. I don't even trust any person over 18 following this kid personally. There's something that irks me. I'm just like,
2024, he goes to a Young LA event and gets to meet some incredible influences, like self-proclaimed steroid gambling and drug addict Togi. 10 days later, he posts a video of him posing alongside Noel Dizel, and you can tell that Eric is slowly but surely packing on size. Very, very impressive for a 14-year-old. September 18th, 2024, Eric appears to have started a pretty significant bulk and is looking a lot fluffier. He's now wanting to put on as much size as possible. October 12th, 2024, Eric goes to the Olympia and gets to meet influencers like Larry Wheels, infamous fake natty Tristan Lee, and Nick the Mutant Walker. 2nd of January 2025, his infamous collab with Larry Wheels. We'll circle back to this in a bit. So at this point, start of 2025, this is what Eric...
Larry Wheels does not need any bad publicity right now with all the allegations going out about his, yeah, I wouldn't even know how to word it without coming across cheeky.
Now looks like. Very impressive physique. He actually has a good amount of muscle on his frame. He also still appears to be natural here. His progress up until this point seems to be indicative of a young kid that has just recently started puberty and has a passion for working out. But only 6 months later, his comment section on Instagram would blow up with people spamming needle emojis and accusing him of being on steroids.
Let me make this clear to people. This is the wrong approach to be directed to a young man. All these people should get flamed and blasted up for speaking about a kid. He is a kid making a bad decision, a decision that will change his life. Speak to him. Don't berate him. Your grown ass is following a kid under 18, number one. It's just weird in itself, man. After doing this video, I'm not going to now go on his Instagram and click or follow. Why the hell do I need an under 18-year-old? I'm doing this because I'm trying to put out to the horizon of younger people who want to do this and tell them that you need to really be smart. Speak to your parents about this kind of stuff. Because there are medical reasons why some people do need to take stuff like this. But if there isn't, you need to consult your doctor. These people should all be just like flamed, because what are they doing? You're not helping the kid. You're just going to further depress him and make him isolate himself even more, you idiots.
Steroids. And once you see his 8-month transformation, it all starts to make sense why. I mean, come on. It looks like the guy on the left ate the guy on the right. You know how people usually tell you to trust the process when it comes to working out?
100%.
This kid has skipped the process entirely. This is an insane 6-month transformation. I mean, Eric practically had the entire fitness industry shocked. And understandably so, right? One moment he looks like a freshman. 6 months later, he looks like he's repeating senior year for the 5th time. I mean... he must have somehow been able to get his hands on Hussein Farhat's elusive broomstick.
What I need to ask is, he strikes me as someone that comes from like a good family. Where are his parents? We shouldn't have to parent this individual. Like, where are his parents? Why is none of his parents, like if he has grandparents, I don't know his situation, but unless he's straight up lying, but then he's got a social media influence of 1.5 million followers. This is what makes me scared. It also goes back to like the little Vicky situation. When she was doing all that nonsense online to go viral, then we realized her mum was supporting it. So we need to question that. Where are his parents? Why is this happening? And why are they not saying anything or doing anything about it? I refuse to believe they have no power or influence over his life.
And ladder workout routine. That's the only way I can make sense of this insane transformation. Genuinely, this is...
Because I'm pretty sure you have to have a waiver also. Your parents have to sign a waiver for you to go sign up to any deals like the LA with the collaboration. Surely your parents would have to sign a waiver. This is why I don't understand. Like, this is horrible.
To this girl, by the way, let me just make sure my ass cheeks are front and center while I take a picture with a 15-year-old.
Tell me about it, man. Like, mate, I think as a society, we are tapped. We are regressing, man. We ain't going forward. We are going backward. We're going to medieval times, I believe. We're going to medieval times, but the difference is the kings and queens won't rule. The corporation will. This is a corporation heist. Open your eyes, people.
What a surprise. An entire page full of gym cell gooner bait. If you actively consume this type of content, you're what's wrong with the fitness industry, okay?
If you, and I repeat, what he just said is amen. Like, guys, man, stop it. Leave it alone. You're making it harder for the rest of us eligible bachelors for doing dumb, goony stuff like this. Like, have some self-respect, brother. Jeez Louise.
Fully contributing towards the degeneration of this industry. Some of you need to be ashamed of yourselves, okay? Genuinely, do better. 1 million likes on this reel. The top comment has over 120,000 likes.
Yes, bro, that was funny. I get this wrong. Hey, this guy's got a subscriber, man. This guy's the Don still.
A couple of chapters. Look, let's click on a random post, right? This one is from April 2025. And this is what he looks like. And then let's just scroll up a couple of times. This is 4 months later. A completely different person. Look at the top comment. Every single time he posts, he grows twice in size, 20,000 likes. And of course, his strength just inexplicably skyrockets as well. Here he says that he could bench 315 pounds for multiple reps only a week after benching for the first time. That's 140 kilograms, right? Totally normal. And then of course, only 2 months later, he's hitting 405 pounds on the bench press. That's 180 kilograms. Yeah, I mean, come on. To put that into perspective, it can take natural lifters with decent genetics and dedicated bench programming up to a decade to hit 4 plates on the bench press. Some may even never be able to. And
so it took me like a very long time to hit 25, and I was a decent size, 25 on each side plates and the bar at 20, so it's like 70 kilos. And man, I'm not going to tell you that I hit like 10, but I did well, but it was tough. I'm not a steroid guy. You know, when I'm in my 60s, yeah, I'll put some something on my cheeks. But man, I've still got like a normal level of testosterone. I'm just going to use it. I don't want to deplete it too early and then decrease my lifespan, you know. You got people like JFK's nephew, the health minister. He does it now, but he's in his 70s and it helps. Like that's when you should use it for all medical conditions. But broski, brother, you could not be using it now. But alas, now we just need to educate the brother how to slowly get away from this and do an alternative. Kind of like Sam Sulek, who was just eating like crap for such a long time. Something happened, opened up his eyes, and he was a bit more responsible.
Does it at age 15 after only 2 months of benching, right? That's it. As the industry's leading authority on natty or nots, I feel like I've seen more than enough to pass a verdict here. I've reviewed the evidence. I've consulted the comment section. I have stared at pictures of a shirtless 13-year-old for much longer than I'm comfortable admitting. I mean, seriously, I was doing research for this video and writing this script in a coffee shop. There were people sitting behind me. Do you know how weird I felt? It took me like 10 minutes to realize working on this video in public wasn't my brightest idea and packed my bags to go home. Anywho, I'm digressing. By the power vested in me by absolutely no one, I officially rule this kid a fake natty. Now, as I said at the start of the video, the writing was already on the walls years ago. Of course, any teenager that suddenly finds social media fame for their physique is going to be at an increased risk of hopping on PEDs due to industry pressure. We've seen this happen countless of times. But what sealed the deal for me, what made me confident that it was only going to be a matter of time before Eric would start sipping on the forbidden Capri Sun was that Young LA sponsorship. And this speaks to a much bigger problem within the industry, especially regarding Young LA. You see, Young LA, more so I feel like than most of their competitors, seem to be really focused on capturing as much of that teenage lifter market share as possible. And there's inherently nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with
You know what they say, when a grown man likes to have lots of young people around them and then covers it with a business, you know? Like beauty pageant host for under 18-year-olds pageants. You know what they say about those kind of people who like to have lots of young people? You know, you had the Nickelodeon situation. You know what they say about people like older men, older women that like to invest in business where there's lots of young people around them. I don't know what they say, but you know what they say.
Catering towards this age group. Teenage lifters, especially online, make up a really big part of this industry. A lot of people...
POTUS knows what they say. POTUS knows exactly what they say.
People, including myself, got into lifting as teenagers. No, the problem lies when you then cede all responsibility in favor of increasing numbers and virality as much as possible, which has led young LA to repeatedly sponsor some of the most egregious teenage PD.
He's 19. He said that, jeez Louise, this poor. And he puts natural. 19, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. And like these lots like suffer more from hair loss because of DHT. When you're increasing a hormone, then you increase the inhibitor DHT. And DHT is the worst inhibitor. It will shed your hair super speed. And then if you increase your testosterone, your DHT naturally will get increased. And hair, say goodbye. Acne in your back, say hello. Shrinking of your balls, say hello.
Cases in the industry. For example, do you guys remember this kid, Logan Dishman, that 17-year-old young LA athlete who claimed he was natty while benching nearly 1,000 pounds, but then exposed himself when he got hospitalized for using a dirty steroid needle, and his heart stopped beating while in the ER, causing him to go on life support? Well, he's still sponsored by Young LA. They didn't issue a single statement, didn't disavow the abuse of PDs amongst minors. Instead, they kept him on and continued inviting him to their events. They made it very clear that the only thing they care about is how many eyeballs these kids can bring to their brand, which is already bad enough on its own. But then they take someone like Eric English, a young, impressionable 14-year-old, and they fly him out to those same events so he can intermingle with those older
And again, this is what I need to make a point to. Where is his parents in all of this situation? Why is no one speaking about that? If he's underage, his parents would have to have signed a waiver to let him go. At that age, you're not just able to just board a plane and be like, oh, just going on a business trip. You need to have a waiver. Where is it?
Who are openly abusing performance-enhancing drugs, teenagers who Young LA are directly enabling. Do we really think these dudes are not going to rub off on a 14-year-old? And yet this guy, Logan Dishman, does not even appear to be the main influence in Eric's decision to hop on PEDs. No. That honor belongs to another teenager, also sponsored by Young LA, also seemingly introduced to Eric through a Young LA event, who also appears to be throwing everything but the kitchen sink at himself when it comes to PEDs. Meet Gentile Lifts, probably the most obnoxious fitness influencer you'll see in a very long time. He got his break on the internet by injecting himself with copious amounts of steroids and creating what can only be described as some kind of weird niche fetish content. No. I'm not joking, okay? How else are you gonna describe this?
Oh, nah, brethren. Whoa. This is...
Oi, don't be a little pig. Let's go hit some heavy hammer curls. 70 pounds, she couldn't make it 2 rounds.
Yeah, them roids went all the way to that brother's head. I think that went straight to his head. Man, there must be some psychotic breakdown. You know, they say when you smoke marijuana, it's not necessarily going to make you have schizophrenia. But what it does do, if with predisposed schizophrenia, is that it increases it. This is what I think is happening. This guy has had something inside him just kind of just not right. And all of a sudden, he has decided to enhance it.
Checked over like she was last night. She was the opposite of tight. The 115 flew faster than her...
This is so weird and bizarre.
Yeah, seems like a normal, well-adjusted fella to me. You'd think surely nobody actually watches this shit, right? Like,
somebody watches
it has
this.
to be contained to some weird fringe subgroup of gym cells.
Oh, God.
Nope. 164,000 likes. The irreparable damage Shizzy has done to the fitness industry truly needs to be studied.
Scary 1,000-pound front squat.
Fitness industry.
Wait, is that the same
truly needs
person?
to be
Jesus Christ. Yo, he done himself dirty, mate.
studied.
Scary 1,000-pound front squat set.
Just a regular healthy 07 kid. So we first see Eric and Gentile meeting up way before he made his insane transformation and before he even started bulking for the first time. This video right here is from August 2024. As expected, they met up at a Young LA gym, as you can see in the background. They seemingly didn't collab again until right around Eric made his suspicious transformation. But ever since that transformation, it's as if every other reel this guy posts includes Eric in some way, shape, or form. They've gotten very chummy with each other. So right as Eric makes a highly suspicious transformation, he starts hanging out with a teenager that very obviously abuses PED. Very difficult to see what most likely happened here.
Watch the bulk. Get us massive. Make sure to eat.
Just why? Why would you want to look like this? I understand Eric is bulking with the intention to cut, but this guy Gentile has looked like this for years. Just grotesque. And that steroid moon face is not doing Eric any favor. Even though he's a handsome young man, all that water weight and redness has him looking like...
He needs to cut hard.
Okay, I'm not gonna say that. That's mean. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Looking like John Pork.
Oh, poor kids. Yeah.
The bulk is real. He went from
Hello, my name is Eric English
to
and this is what fears me too, is that these people think because they're on these kind of like enhancement drugs that they could just eat any rubbish. I spent my youth just eating what I thought I could eat, which is anything, and it definitely gave me issues in the future. Definitely did not put me to the best of my possibilities. If I had 10 possibilities, I definitely hit the couple of middle bottom ones because of how I ate. You know, I was having fry-ups, which is English breakfast, every morning. That diet, steroids, is really bad for your heart, and it's going to give you problems on your road. And if this individual ever gets a chance to watch this, ignore the haters, man. Do what you got to do, but like speak to a therapist or something, man, because this makes me sad.
give me another burger. He added over 100 pounds to his bench in just 4 months, all because of the bulk.
POV, you showed your boy
This is not a sprint, my brother. It's not a 100-meter run. This is a long distance run. Do it slowly. You know, do it slowly. Enjoy other things that life have to offer. I understand having a passion for bodybuilding, but do other things that you enjoy. This is not the only thing you enjoy. It's impossible. You know, one day you'll be at the best place you would want to be. There's no rush. I know how it feels to be young. Everything feels like a rush.
Whoa, this being obvious code for you showed your boy how to run a cycle. Okay, this is this guy's entire thing. Gentile's entire brand is just rage baiting everybody by consistently claiming he's natural to farm engagement. And this is just another instance of that, passing off Eric's obvious PED use as quote-unquote just a bulk. Take a look at this comment I found in a Reddit thread about Gentile Lifts. I couldn't directly verify these claims myself, so do take them with a pinch of salt. But nonetheless, I figured they were worth mentioning. This commenter basically wrote that Gentile got exposed with some other guys, including Logan Dishman, for being in a quote-unquote "we are kids and take PEDs" group. He then also claims that there was early footage of Gentile in 2023 that was leaked where he said that he had been on a cycle for a while and that he was going to claim Natty for jokes and sponsors. I gotta say, it does all sound very in character for these two meatheads. These are the influences in Eric's life. This is why I say that it should have come to no surprise to anyone that was paying attention that Eric would eventually hop on PEDs. This is what Young LA is promoting. Okay, it should speak to how cooked this industry is, that we can't even expect the bare minimum level of responsibility from one of the largest brands in the space. You know, it's not like we're asking them to build schools in Africa or send humanitarian aid to war zones. Just maybe don't enable steroid use amongst minors. You know, maybe don't sponsor and promote 17-year-olds that take steroids, lie about it, and then get hospitalized due to them. Maybe don't introduce impressionable 14-year-olds to a climate riddled with PED, corrupting the youth just to sell a couple of extra t-shirts. It's truly an interesting business model, I gotta say. But hey, Batman merch, right everyone? I get to feel like Bruce Wayne on my Demon Winter arc, fueled by weird cuck fantasies. And to be truthful, as much as I like to point a finger at Young LA, they are simply a symptom of a much broader problem. The reason why they enable this stuff is because there's no downside for them in doing so.
It's true.
This teenage PED use as a whole has just become way too normalized in this industry. It's why Larry Wheels asks a 14-year-old if he has any plans of hopping on steroids in the future, as if that's a normal thing to do, and why he receives almost no backlash for doing so.
I did become enhanced at 17. Is that something that you're willing to do in the future?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. That's the mindset I had.
That's the mindset I had. Larry Wheels is so dumb, bro. Like, I genuinely think he's like a good, well-meaning guy,
Yeah,
but he just
100%.
doesn't think stuff through.
No, I don't think
I
so
just
either.
find this particular case to be exceptionally unfortunate.
I
because he
generally do think I was a good guy. Like, he just gives me muscular, gentle giant, but I don't. I think his intelligence can be questioned, like, socially. Some things he says is just like, broski, think before you talk. I struggle with that too.
really didn't have to hop on PEDs. There's a reason why Eric managed to grow his following to over 1.5 million followers without ever touching a needle. The kid was genuinely unique in that he started lifting and documenting his journey at such a young age, and that you could see him not only grow up but develop himself as a natural lifter from scratch. But now he's just become another fake natty. This is a great comment right here. What would little you think about you hopping on steroids? And Eric replies with, speaking out of ignorance. This guy comments a needle emoji. Eric replies with, insecurity. So much potential. Yet in the end, he just became another gaslighting fake natty to add to the pile. Since I know you'll be watching this video, Eric, because you liked my Instagram story announcing it, let me give you some brotherly advice. The friends you surround yourself with can make or break you. Okay, surround yourself with good influence. You've got great genetics and obviously a great work ethic, so you truly can do great things without touching PEDs. And realize that whether you like it or not, with the insane size following you have, you've now got a responsibility to be a good example for all the other young kids that follow you and look up to you. Keep that in mind. Anywho, that was it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I did not know what to expect going into that, but yeah, that is intense. I hope that young brother gets what he needs in life and sorts these things out, because life waits for nobody, man, unfortunately. These mistakes you make now will follow you forever. Anyway, I hope you liked that. Please give me a like and subscribe.